Good day. In this video, we're going to summarize the rules we use when working with decimal fractions. Plus and minus uses the same rule, times has its own rule, and divide has its own rule. When we plus or minus, we keep the commas under each other up to the answer and add in zeros if need be. If we times, we add the number of places behind the commas in all the numbers, make a note of the amount you counted, take out the commas and do a normal times sum, bring back the comma in the answer, the counted places from the right. If you divide with decimal fractions, you move the commas to the right, the same amount of places in both numbers, till the divisor is a whole number, in other words, no comma in the divisor. Now do a normal divide that suits the sum. Put the comma in the answer above or under the dividend, depending on what suits the sum. Then there's a video you can watch on decimal fractions divide. In this video, we're going to use a lot of examples, but using small numbers. If you understand the small numbers, you can apply it on big numbers too. First, we're going to do plus and minus. It says keep the commas underneath each other up to the answer, add in zeros if the need be. So here we have 0.8 plus 1.3. Put them neatly underneath each other, keeping the commas underneath each other. Then we just add normally and put a comma in our answer underneath the other commas. 8 and 3 is 11, carry 1, 1 and 1 is 2. Final answer, 2.1. Next one, 4.2 plus 2. First thing you need to remember, if there is no comma in a number, there is a comma right behind it. Now we write them underneath each other, keeping the commas underneath each other. You may add in a naught here if it suits you. And remember to put a comma in your answer. You add normally, 2 and naught is 2, and 4 and 2 is 6. Final answer, 6.2. Very few people have trouble with adding and subtracting decimals. Next, we're going to do a minus sum, 0.8 minus 0.3. Write the two numbers underneath each other, keeping the commas underneath each other and putting a comma underneath them in the answer. 3 from 8 is 5, and 0 from 0 is still 0. Final answer, 0.5. If you really understand your decimals, you can see that 0.5 plus 0.3 gives me 0.8. Next question, 5 minus 2.4. Remember what we said, if there is no comma in a number, there is a comma right behind it. Write the numbers underneath each other, keeping the commas in line, and put a comma underneath of them in the answer. Now you minus normally, 4 from 0 you can't, so you borrow 1 here. So that means there's 4 left here, and you have 10 tenths here now. So 4 from 10 gives us 6, and then 2 from 4 gives us 2. Final answer, 2.6. Stop the video and get your brain around these 4 calculations. Just remember, if they give you more numbers, it's no difference. You put them underneath each other, keep the commas underneath each other, put a comma in your answer underneath of them, then do normal addition. 6 and 2 is 8, 5 and 2 is 7, and so on. Final answer, 14.78. And like we said, even if they give me bigger numbers, this is a normal decimal fraction minus sum. I keep the commas underneath each other, add in maybe an extra naught for yourself. Then we subtract normally, naught from 1 is 1. Then we can't subtract the 7 from the 0. So we borrow 1 unit. There's 3 left here. We have 10 tenths here again. 10 minus 7 is 3. Then we minus the 7 from the 3 and we can't. So we borrow 1 here again. That leaves naught over here and 13 over here. 7 from 13 gives us 6. Final answer, 6.31. Let's do a few examples. Times of decimal fractions. We add the numbers of places behind the commas in all the numbers. Make a note of what you counted. Take out the commas and do a normal times sum. Now bring back the comma into the answer, the counted places from the right. Right, let's do a few together. Here it's 0.7 times 10. We count the places behind the comma. There is only one place and I indicate it. I take out the comma and I times normally. 7 times 10, that is 70. Then I bring back the comma from the right one place. So from the right over here, I bring it in one place. So the answer is 7,0. Final answer, 7. Here's our second example, 0,4 times 0,4. Count the places behind the commas. There's one place behind the comma, 2 places behind the comma. Write it somewhere for yourself. Now take out the commas and do a normal multiplication sum. 4 times 4 is 16. Now bring back the comma from the right hand side, the counted amount of places. So we count from the back, 1, 2 places because we have a 2 here. Final answer of 0,4 times 0,4 is 0,16. Next question, 0,1 times 0,02. Count the places behind the comma in both numbers. There's 3 places, 1, 2, 3 places behind the comma. I indicate it. Take out the commas and multiply normally. 1 times 2 is 2. Bring back the comma, the counted amount of places from the right. We start here, 1, 2, 3 places, the comma goes there. Put in extra zeros if you need to. Final answer of 0,1 times 0,02 is 0,002. Please stop the video and see if you can do the following few yourself. 0,2 times 0,2 times 0,3. There is 3 places behind the comma. Take out the commas. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. Bring back the comma 3 places from behind. 1, 2, 3. Add in zeros. Next one, 0,04 times 0,07. 4 places behind the comma. Take out the comma. 4 times 7 is 28. Bring back the comma 4 places from the right. Final answer 0,0028. And here is one more example you can look at yourself. Although we made a separate video for decimal fractions divide, let's do a few examples here. Here we have a decimal divide by a decimal, 0,16 divided by 0,4. The first rule is, move the comma to the right in both of the numbers the same amount of places. So we want the divisor, which is this one, not to have a comma in it anymore. So we move the comma 1 place to the right. Move the comma 1 place to the right here too. At this stage, the sum would look like this. Please don't write the comma in the divisor. So we move the comma in this fraction to the right until it's behind everything. Big words, till the divisor is a whole number. No comma in the divisor anymore. Now we do a normal divide that suits the sum. From here it depends on you. I wrote the little house, put the 1,6 inside and the 4 outside. Next it says, put a comma in the answer above or under the dividend. So you take a comma, put an extra comma in your answer. Then you say 4 goes into 1, 0 times. Then you carry the 1. Then you say 4 goes into 16, 4 times. Then this is your final answer, 0,4. Then you write down the sum, 0,16 divided by 0,4 is equal to 0,4. If you now check it with the multiply we just did, you take 0,4 times 0,4. There's 2 places behind the comma. 4 times 4 is 16. My answer is right. Stop the video and read through the instructions quickly again. I'm going to read it for you. Move the commas to the right, the same amount of places in both numbers. Till the divisor is a whole number, no comma in that divisor. Now do a normal divide that suits the sum. Look at the videos on division. Put a comma in the answer above or under the dividend, depending on what suits the sum. In this case, we put the comma above because we're writing the answer above. And then look at the video decimal fractions divide. Let's do one more together. 0,0251 divided by 0,05. The rule says move the comma to the right, the same amount of places in both numbers, until the divisor is a whole number. It means it doesn't have a comma in it anymore. So you have to move it 2 places to the right in both of them until the comma is behind the divisor. And please don't write the comma there. Now we do a normal division sum that suits the sum. This time, just to do it differently, I wrote it into a short division sum. The divisor outside, the dividend inside. Next time I put a comma in the answer. Then I do a normal divide sum. We say 5 goes into 2. 0 times, carry the 2. Next we say 5 goes into 25. 5 times. Then we say 5 goes into 1. 0 times. And add on an extra naught behind the 1. Then we say 5 goes into 10. 2 times. So our final answer is 0,502. Like I said, if you lost me over here, please look at the video Decimal Fractions Divide. Then you have to write out your final sum. 0,0251 divided by 0,05 is 0,502. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel. If you run into any operation in decimal fractions that you have trouble with, you may send a clear WhatsApp picture of your problem to this number and a clear WhatsApp picture of where you tried it. Then we will try and solve the problem and send back an answer to you as soon as possible. Enjoy decimal fractions.